Introduction to the Mediterranean Diet. The Mediterranean diet is one of the best-known diets in the world. It's a balanced and healthy diet able to bring health and well-being to the body. Even today, this diet is considered best ever. In fact, it was named the best in the world, ranking first among 35 diets. Its record was established by the Best Diet Ranking 2020 report, prepared by the U.S. magazine U.S. News and World Report. The Mediterranean diet won the challenge, reaching a score of 4.2 out of 5 thanks to its beneficial effects on health and longevity, which have seen it triumph over other famous diets such as DA and the flexitarian. The Mediterranean diet also represents a historical and cultural heritage and is proposed as a symbol of cuisine whose simplicity, imagination, and flavors are appreciated all over the world. The typical dishes of the Mediterranean diet therefore represent a gastronomic and nutritional excellence. Furthermore, a single definition of the Mediterranean diet isn't easy to give, as in the Mediterranean area coexist countries with different cultural backgrounds, different ethnic and religious roots, different statuses, social and economic, and different agricultural production, which entails different food choices. The Mediterranean diet is therefore of living standards or good practices with the aim of guaranteeing the human being an optimal state of health. So more than a true restrictive diet, the Mediterranean diet is a way of eating foods that are focused on plant-based foods such as whole grains, vegetables, legumes, fruits, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices that are the foundation of the diet. Olive oil is the main source of added fat. Fish, seafood, dairy, and poultry are included in moderation. Red meat and sweets are eaten only occasionally. To sum up, the Mediterranean diet is a healthy eating plan. It's basically plant-based and incorporates the traditional flavors and cooking methods of the region of the Mediterranean Sea. The rules and characteristics of this food model can be summarized in two specific terms: variety and completeness. This variety and completeness, accompanied by common sense, allow you to follow a diet that guarantees taste and well-being. What is the Mediterranean diet? The Mediterranean diet is a typical diet of the nations bordering the Mediterranean basin: Spain, Italy, part of North Africa, Greece, but also part of southern France. The Mediterranean represents a food tradition that offers a cuisine rich in colors, aromas, and memories, which support the taste and the spirit of those who live in harmony with nature. The Mediterranean diet is a nutritional model so universally appreciated that belongs to the cultural, historical, social, territorial, and environmental, and is closely related to the lifestyle of the Mediterranean peoples throughout their history. So, it is a lifestyle more than a simple way of eating, much more than a food pattern, but rather a set of knowledge, social habits, and cultural traditions that have historically been handed down by the populations bordering the Mediterranean Sea, starting from immediate post-war period. It was used in clinical nutrition as early as the first half of the 1900s by Parodi, an Italian doctor, and later, thanks to the American researcher Keyes, it was still studied, tested, and scientifically disclosed. The first real observation study that led to the development of the concept of the Mediterranean diet, and to understand its benefits, which became famous as the study of the 7 countries, was conducted, as have said, by the American biologist and physiologist Ansel Keys in the 1940s. Keys, who at the time was in Crete following Allied troops, noted the incidence of cardiovascular disease on the island was much lower than in the United States. A few years later, in 1944, in Paestum, he made the same observation about the population of Salento and realized that the low incidence of heart disease could have a link with food. He moved to Piapi, a village in Salento, where he could better observe the diet of the local population. He noticed that the peasants of the small villages of southern Italy had a diet low in fat of animal origin and composed mainly of bread and pasta or soups, often consumed with legumes, seasonal fruit, and vegetables from their gardens, extra virgin olive oil, cheese, dried fruit, and wine. Habits that, both for the farmers of Salento and for the inhabitants of the island of Crete, resulted in greater longevity and a lower incidence of cardiovascular diseases than those observed in citizens of Northern Europe and the United States. Keyes thus decided to deepen this relationship with the famous 7-country study, an epidemiological study that involved 7 countries: Finland, Japan, Greece, Italy, Holland, the United States, and Yugoslavia, and which put comparing the lifestyles and diets adopted by the respective populations. The studies covered a span of 20 years in which the health conditions of 12,000 people between the ages of 40 and 60 from 7 different countries were monitored. The doctor's intention was to confirm that the Mediterranean diet was the perfect diet to reduce the incidence of diseases related to well-being. The results confirmed the link between diet and the incidence of some diseases, especially cardiovascular ones. Among the populations of the Mediterranean basin who ate mainly pasta, fruit, and vegetables, moderate quantities of fish, and used almost exclusively olive oil as a condiment, the mortality rate from ischemic heart disease was much lower than in countries such as Finland and the United States, whose diet contained a lot of saturated fats of animal origin. Keyes then decided to publish all the results obtained on the Mediterranean diet in his 1975 book, Eat Well and Stay Well, The Mediterranean Way, calling it the best lifestyle to live better and longer. It was an incredible success that brought attention back to a land forgotten by everything and everyone due to poverty and ailments caused by war. Thus, communities were born all over the world of men and women who began to use the products of the Mediterranean, and the dietary pyramid proposed by Ansel became a must. Ansel, coincidentally, lived up to 100 years in Pioppi and was a living example of the validity of his studies. In this way, he demonstrated the Mediterranean diet could be considered the best overall diet ever. How the Mediterranean diet works. The Mediterranean diet varies by country and region, so it has a range of definitions. But in general, talking about this working, it's high in vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, beans, cereals, grains, fish, and unsaturated fats such as olive oil. It usually includes a low intake of meat and dairy foods. The Mediterranean diet is based on the correct choice of foods. That's why Mediterranean diet's been linked with good health, including a healthier heart. Before going into the details of how this fantastic diet works, we'll list some general guidelines to follow. The Mediterranean diet is mainly focused on the correct choice of foods, while the caloric aspect plays a secondary role. The moderation of portions is, however, an essential element for the correct application of this diet. The Mediterranean diet is a varied diet and involves the consumption of many different foods. However, the dietary protocol of this diet provides for the minimization of sugars, alcohol, and saturated fats. Salt should also be reduced to the minimum necessary, and if possible, it should be replaced by spices. Abundance of foods of plant origin, vegetables, fresh and dried fruit, legumes, bread, pasta, and other cereals, preferably wholemeal. The consumption of white meat is more prevalent than red and is in any case limited to once or twice a week. On the other hand, the consumption of fish and legumes is higher. Increase of complex carbohydrates and strong moderation of simple ones. High introduction of dietary fiber. Reduction in cholesterol intake. Use of extra virgin olive oil, preferably raw and in any case in moderate quantities, as the main source of fat. Moderate consumption of meat, with preference for white meat and eggs. Daily consumption of milk and derivatives, preferably with a reduced fat content. In the case of cheeses, in moderation, especially if they are aged. Desserts are rarely consumed and only on special occasions. It's very important, in addition to the choice of foods to include and avoid, to drink at least 2 liters of water a day. Cooking food is essential. They are in fact fried foods with too much oil or foods that are cooked with foods containing animal fats such as butter. Furthermore, it would be good to combine the diet with constant physical activity. The Mediterranean Foods Pyramid. To better understand how it works and which foods are part of this diet, the best way is to analyze the Mediterranean Food Pyramid. This pyramid was created starting from the data and research then available about nutrition and based on Cretan, Greek, and Italian food traditions, the countries in which the prevalence of chronic diseases recorded in the 1960s was the lowest in the world. In 2003, the USDA Food Pyramid was reviewed by 2 American epidemiologists from Harvard University with nutritional skills, Walter Willett and Meyer Stamfer, who published their proposal for revision of the previous food pyramid in Scientific American, which presents some significant differences. The new pyramid, first, is based on 2 essential concepts, which have emerged clearly in recent years. On the one hand, that not all fats have the same nutritional value, and on the other hand, that the classic differentiation between simple and complex carbohydrates, in vogue for several decades, is probably no longer adequate to allow consumers to select foods with the best health features. The most radical change, however, refers to the use of fats. In the previous version, all fats were placed towards the apex, which meant moderate consumption. Currently, only saturated fats, and specifically butter, maintain this uncomfortable position. The fats of vegetable origin are instead placed towards the base of the pyramid with a specific indication that suggests consuming them probably during all meals. The margarines, a relatively high-fat type, trans, in other words hydrogenated fats, generated by the hydrogenation or industrial hardening of oils, are instead banned from the pyramid, is not being present even in its highest part. Trans fatty acids favor even more the increase in LDL while reducing HDL in parallel. An acid-rich diet, trans fat may represent a risk factor for cholesterol dyslipidemia and complications that are cardiovascular. Therefore, the use of margarines as a substitute for animal lipids is not worth it to consider yourself a completely correct food choice. The most interesting trait that can be deduced from the pyramid is that we're not facing one of those radical diets, but rather, in this we find the right balance between proteins, vegetable fats, and carbohydrates. Going into more detail, 1. First step. On the first step we find bread, pasta, rice, couscous, and other cereals, preferably whole grains, which are important sources of carbohydrates. It's recommended to consume 1 to 2 portions during main meals, and then fruit and vegetables which provide vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber. We recommend 5 portions a day throughout the day, preferably in season. 2. The second step. On the second step, there are milk and its derivatives and olive oil. It's advisable to consume 2 to 3 servings of milk and dairy products per day, but better if low in fat. In the case of cheeses, it's better not to exceed 2 portions per week, especially if they are seasoned. Oil must be the main source of fats. 3. The third step. On the third step, we find dried fruit, seeds, herbs, and spices to be used instead of salt, which can be consumed every day. 4. The fourth step. In the fourth step, there are the foods that must be consumed weekly. Eggs and poultry or white meat, all sources of protein. 5. The last step. At the top of the pyramid we find red meat, butcher, and sweets. The advice is to consume these foods in moderation and at most a couple of times a week. The food pyramid also includes wine to be drunk obviously in moderation. The Mediterranean diet, the nutritional characteristics. Following a Mediterranean-style diet correctly means ensuring a balanced intake of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Macronutrients are divided as follows. 45 to 60% carbohydrates, mostly complex such as cereal starches, 15% proteins, 20 to 35% fat with a percentage of saturated fat found in almost all animal products except fish of less than 10%. More in detail, this dietary scheme guarantees our bodies proteins in moderate quantities and mainly of vegetable origin, low index carbohydrates and glycemic load with almost absent simple sugars, high monounsaturated saturated fatty acid ratios, antioxidant substances, beta-carotene, tocopherols, vitamin C and E, polyphenols in large quantities, an abundance of calcium, magnesium, and potassium with low amounts of sodium. What are the typical foods of the Mediterranean diet? The irreplaceable foods of the Mediterranean diet are vegetables, preferably fresh and in season, legumes, whole grains, fruit, preferably fresh and in season, fishery products, which must be fresh and mainly composed of oily or seasonal fish, meats, which must be predominantly white, such as chicken and turkey, fresh milk and low-fat yogurt or Greek yogurt, 1 glass of wine, preferably red, for lunch or dinner, potatoes, spices, aromatic herbs. Furthermore, it must be emphasized that the Mediterranean diet, rather than carbohydrates, must be correctly traced back to fruit, vegetables, fish, white meats, all foods that are not only basic but also healthy for the well-being of the organism, as they are rich in nutrients and poor of fat. Why olive oil is so important in the Mediterranean diet. As we said above, olive oil is one of the cornerstones of the Mediterranean diet and the main fat source. Which are the reasons why of this importance? One could be that olive oil is characterized by a high content of monounsaturated fatty acids, which are very important for brain and heart functions. Olive oil provides monounsaturated fat, which lowers total cholesterol and low-density lipoprotein or bad cholesterol levels. Another reason is due to its unsaponifiable fraction. Olive oil contains a variety of minor constituents which can be subdivided into tocopherols, phenols, flavor compounds, hydrocarbons, and sterols. Some of these substances, especially tocopherols and phenolic compounds, are reported to exert beneficial effects on health. The numerous phenolic compounds in olive oil act as flavorants, colorants, and antioxidants. There is increasing evidence that at least some of them, for example, hydroxytyrosol, tyrosol, oleuropein, also act as potent antioxidants in the human body. Many of the health benefits are associated with the polyphenols and oleic acid in the oil. Extra virgin olive oil contains the most beneficial components. In some observational studies, olive oil consumption has been linked to a lower risk of cancer, particularly breast, prostate, and colorectal, and has been linked to fewer cancer deaths. Health benefits extend to other chronic conditions such as heart disease by improving blood lipid levels, lowering blood pressure, and to managing diabetes by helping to control insulin levels. Another reason is taste. Olive oil has a unique taste and a flavor that gives to Mediterranean dishes an equally unique taste, and it's a perfect substitute for butter, margarine, and other bad fats. Why the Mediterranean diet is the best choice for you. A lot of scientific research has shown that the Mediterranean diet plays an important role in the prevention of cardiovascular diseases and other diseases such as cancer, obesity, diabetes, osteoporosis, and cognitive problems. The beneficial effects of this diet are linked to many factors, such as the richness of low-calorie foods, such as vegetables, fruit, cereals, and legumes, which help maintain a healthy weight and ensure a supply of fiber that protects against onset of many chronic diseases. Furthermore, fruits, vegetables, and whole foods, being extremely rich in antioxidants, have a protective action against cardiovascular diseases and some types of cancer. Dietary fiber, especially with its action, prevents overeating by giving an early sense of satiety, regulates intestinal functions, modulates the absorption of nutrients and the metabolic processes. It also has a detoxifying and anti-carcinogenic action, thanks also to the high vitamin intake of the foods in which it is contained. In any case, most of the studies done on the Mediterranean diet have shown its effectiveness in maintaining a good general state of health. It's been widely demonstrated that the Mediterranean diet reduces the incidence of colon cancer, diabetes, breast neoplasm, myocardial infarction, arteriosclerosis, hypertension, digestive diseases, reduction of the metabolic syndrome. The Mediterranean diet is the best choice for weight loss. The Mediterranean diet is usually proposed as the only certified remedy for leading a healthy life and maintaining excellent health. In fact, when you're slightly overweight, it is the first diet that's recommended and represents the dietary pattern that most nutritionists follow. Therefore, the Mediterranean diet also works as a strategy to lose weight in the case of obesity and overweight, but it also serves as a prevention for obesity and the onset of metabolic syndrome. When we talk about metabolic syndrome, we refer to that pathological condition in which dyslipidemia, alteration of cholesterol and triglycerides, fasting hyperglycemia, overweight, and obesity arise at the same time. Usually, these pathological conditions occur when you have a diet rich in hydrogenated and saturated fats and simple sugars, and at the same time low in fruits, vegetables, fiber, and vitamins. For this reason, the Mediterranean diet represents the ideal eating style to prevent and fight the metabolic syndrome, both because it includes foods with a low glycemic index and because it uses unsaturated fats that help to bring down the levels of cholesterol. Furthermore, the Mediterranean diet represents a complete and balanced diet ideal for those who want to lose weight or maintain weight. It's low in fats, mostly unsaturated, rich in low-calorie foods. It provides many fibers that promote satiety. Therefore, with quantity tailored to your needs, it's also perfect for regaining shape. One of the greatest advantages of this diet is the fact that we are talking about a varied diet, never monotonous, full of tasty dishes, 3 important elements for those who follow a low-calorie diet to lose weight. The Mediterranean diet also reduces the risk of obesity since it is less caloric than the contemporary Western diet. Thanks to the fiber and type of carbohydrates it contains, it has a moderate glycemic insulin index referred to both foods and meals. The fibers promote the sense of satiety. They also contain a lot of water, which promote gastric fullness. Mistakes to avoid when you're following a Mediterranean diet. There are several mistakes that are made when following this type of diet. Obviously, to avoid making these mistakes, you need to at least know them. So, which are the most bad mistakes on following a Mediterranean diet? Let's take a look at them together. 1. Too many calories and low physical activity. A very common mistake is to consume more calories than you should and do very few physical activities. A Mediterranean diet that is too high in calories, even if of a low entity, is already wrong by definition. The Mediterranean diet was created for the survival of the populations that colonize the basin, and therefore its content in total calories must only guarantee coverage of the daily requirement. Even if it is true that this type of diet is based on the consumption of highly caloric foods such as oils, cereals, legumes, and a few cheeses, but it goes without saying that the relative portions must be adequate to the structure of the subject and your overall physical activity level. 2. The second mistake made when following this diet is the wrong frequency of food consumption and excessive portions. 3. Another mistake could be choosing preserved foods rather than fresh foods. 4. This diet may not work in weight loss because of excessive consumption of pastas and bread. You should not overconsume excess of carbs if you really want to lose weight. 5. Avoid an excessive consumption of olive oil and wine too. Mediterranean diet pros and cons. After describing the Mediterranean diet in detail and what are the most valuable mistakes to avoid, now we're going to show you all the benefits lists of the most famous diet in the world. The foods recommended by the Mediterranean diet are rich in vitamins and have an antioxidant effect that affects the prevention of serious diseases such as cancer. Choosing to follow a Mediterranean-type diet allows you to maintain the right ratio between the number of calories contained in food and the individual energy need, keeping metabolism in balance and consequently body weight. The intake of good fats such as those of fish, omega-3 and 6, unsaturated and of vegetable origin, of lecithin and phytosterols also helps to fight the increase in triglycerides in the blood and to decrease the cholesterol content, with advantages on the cardiovascular system. In this way, it's also possible to reduce the risks of strokes and heart attacks. The benefits of the Mediterranean diet can also be found in relation to longevity, the protection of tissues and their deterioration, which thanks to this type of diet are preserved over time. Specifically, some studies show that telomeres, or those elements that help protect chromosomes and their structure, are strengthened with benefits for all DNA. Eating disorders are linked to stressful conditions, metabolic diseases, states of depression, difficulty in falling asleep, and above all, cardiovascular diseases induced by obesity and poor physical activity. The Mediterranean diet would allow to prevent and manage type 2 diabetes thanks to the consumption of unsaturated fats, a controlled consumption of carbohydrates, and proteins. In women, adhering to the principles of the Mediterranean diet can lower the risk of stroke in women. It could play a role in preventing diseases related to dementia and neurodegenerative disorders. The nutrients contained in olive oil have antioxidant effects par excellence and help prevent diseases of the nervous system such as Alzheimer's. However, the studies are not entirely conclusive. Eating foods containing, for the most part, proteins of vegetable origin help to lighten the liver and kidneys with an improvement in the process of eliminating toxins and substances harmful to the body. Fruits and carbohydrates are recommended foods according to this type of diet. Due to the healthy combination of foods, sugars remain stable by limiting the many ailments caused by diabetes. The benefits of the Mediterranean diet can be seen on a systemic level. Not only a part of the body benefits from it, but the whole body is affected by its positive effect. After showing you this pros list, and in order to help you to choose Mediterranean diet and its principles, we will list all the Mediterranean diet cons. Excess carbohydrates from breads and pasta. Use of refined flours to the detriment of organic or wholemeal, spelled rice, or corn flour. Even if it is limited, there's still an excess of animal protein. Little consideration of seasoning oils. Non-seasonal products available all year round, which limit the variety of the diet, making it always the same. In spite of what we've just said, however, some experts believe the Mediterranean diet is unsuitable for losing weight. Instead, it's accused of making you fat. The greatest risk is, in fact, to abound with carbohydrates and with first courses, favoring a feast of pasta and bread, instead of greater variety and greater balance between the various courses. The error, in fact, can really occur with the risk of compromising the whole diet. But just a little attention is enough. Above all, we must remember that you can also fill yourself with less caloric foods that do not weigh you down in order to feel full and stay light at the same time, which is the basic concept of the Mediterranean diet. Only in this way will it be possible to exploit its advantages, welcoming all its benefits. 14 days of meal plan. Now we will show you a complete 14 days of the Mediterranean diet plan with all daily meals. It is really important to us showing you how to prepare Mediterranean diet dishes with simple recipes. Anyway, before starting to show you all the Mediterranean main meal plans, we want to remind you that the correct setting to following a Mediterranean diet requires that foods are consumed daily according to well-defined portions. At least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day, 2 or 3 servings of vegetable fat such as olive oil per day, 2 or 3 servings of dairy products such as milk, cheese, and yogurt per day, 1 or 2 servings of protein, mainly fish and white meats, per day, 1 or 2 servings of complex carbohydrates per day, such as pasta, bread, rice, cereals, and potatoes per day. In this way, a balanced diet is obtained, a diet that contains all the essential nutrients for survival. Recall that the Mediterranean diet, in its classic version, provides on average about 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day. With such a caloric intake, the average individual can maintain their body weight without accumulating excess fat. The meal plans and recipes proposed in this section are modified versions whose caloric intake is about 1,400 to 1,500 calories per day, in order to have both health benefits but also, and above all, an effective slimming effect. The permitted condiments are olive oil, various spices, aromatic herbs, lemon, balsamic vinegar, and apple cider vinegar. Also, do not forget to drink at least 2 liters of water a day and to practice physical activity at least 3 times a week and for at least 60 minutes. Now, let's see in practice how to follow the Mediterranean diet day by day. Day 1. Breakfast. 1 cup of low-fat milk and 1 apple. Snack. 7 ounces of fresh strawberries and 1 wholemeal rusk. Lunch. 7 ounces of fillet of sea bass and baked tomatoes and 1.7 ounce of whole grain bread. Snack. 3.5 ounce of Greek yogurt with 1 tablespoon of chopped pistachios. Dinner. 1 lentil and mushroom soup and 5.2 ounces of chicken in sweet and sour sauce. Recipes. Baked sea bass and tomatoes. Preparations time, 20 minutes. Cooking time, 18 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients, 7 ounce sea bass fillet, 1 ripe red tomato, 1/2 clove of garlic, 2 fresh basil leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the tomato and then cut it into thin slices. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then cut into thin slices. 3. Wash and dry the basil and then chop it. 4. Wash and dry the sea bass, remove the skin and all the bones present. 5. Brush a baking pan with olive oil and place the tomato slices inside. 6. Sprinkle the tomato with oil, salt, pepper, and the chopped basil. 7. Now put the sea bass on top and season with salt and pepper. 8. Place the baking pan in the oven and bake at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 18 minutes. 9. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes. 10. Put the tomatoes on the plate together with the sea bass and you can serve yourself. Lentil and mushroom soup. Preparations time, 50 minutes. Cooking times, 55 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients, 2.11 ounce of lentils, 1.7 ounce of mushrooms, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1 tablespoon of chopped onion, 2 chopped parsley leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Put the lentils in a bowl with cold water and let them rest for 30 minutes. 2. After 30 minutes, put them in a pot with boiling water and salt and let them boil for 30 minutes. 3. After 30 minutes, drain the lentils and put them in a bowl. 4. Take an immersion blender and blend the lentils until you get a thick mixture. 5. Now switch to mushrooms. Remove the earthy part, wash them, dry them, and cut them into slices. 6. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan and then put the mushrooms in. 7. Cook for 15 minutes, stirring often. 8. After 15 minutes, season with salt and pepper, add the parsley, stir, and then turn off. 9. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a saucepan and then put the onion in to brown. 10. Now add the lentils and mushrooms and mix well. 11. Add the broth and continue cooking for another 10 minutes. 12. After cooking, turn off and put the soup on the plate. 13. Season with a drizzle of oil and enjoy. Chicken and sweet and sour sauce. Servings, 1. Ingredients, 5.2 ounce of chicken breast, 1 clove of garlic, 1.7 ounce of peeled tomatoes, 1 teaspoon of chopped almonds, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of honey, 2 chopped parsley leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 2. Wash and dry the chicken, remove the excess fat, and then cut it into cubes. 3. Put in a pan to heat a little olive oil. 4. When the oil is hot, add the garlic, almonds, and parsley to sauté for a couple of minutes. 5. Add the chicken and let it cook for a couple of minutes. 6. Now add the peeled tomato, season with salt and pepper, and continue cooking for another 15 minutes. 7. Now add the vinegar and honey, mix well, and cook for a couple of minutes. 8. When cooked, turn off, put the chicken with the sauce on the plate, and you can serve yourself. Day 2. Breakfast: 3.5 ounce of Greek yogurt with 1 ounce of all brands and 1 apple. Snack: 2 wholemeal crackers and 1 kiwi. Lunch: 7 ounces of cuttlefish and potatoes and 7 ounces of avocado and yogurt soup. Snack: 1 watermelon smoothie. Dinner: 1 chicken and yogurt salad and 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes: cuttlefish and potatoes. Preparation time, 20 minutes. Cooking time, 30 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients: 1 potato, 3.5 ounce of cuttlefish already cleaned, 0.88 ounce of cherry tomatoes, the filtered juice of half a lemon, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel the potato, wash it thoroughly, and then cut it into cubes. 2. Bring a pot of water and salt to a boil, and then put the potato to boil for 15 minutes or until soft. 3. Once cooked, drain and set aside. 4. Meanwhile, wash and dry the cuttlefish and then cut them into rings. 5. Heat a little olive oil in a pan. When it is hot enough, put the cuttlefish to cook for about 10 minutes. 6. Wash and dry the cherry tomatoes and then cut them into 4 parts. 7. After 10 minutes, add the potatoes and cherry tomatoes, season with salt and pepper, and cook for a couple of minutes. 8. Put the potatoes, cuttlefish, and cherry tomatoes on the plate. 9. Drizzle with lemon juice and serve yourself. Avocado and yogurt soup. Preparation time, 25 minutes. Rest time, 30 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients: 1 small avocado, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1.7 ounce of Greek yogurt, 1 half lemon, 1 teaspoon of chopped chives, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Peel the avocado, remove the stone, and then cut the pulp into small pieces. 2. Put the pieces of avocado in a bowl and toss with the filtered lemon juice. 3. Add the Greek yogurt, salt, pepper, and a little olive oil into the bowl. 4. Take an immersion blender and start blending for a few seconds. 5. Now add the broth and blend until you have obtained a creamy mixture. 6. Put the soup in the fridge and let it cool for 30 minutes. 7. After 30 minutes, take the soup from the fridge, season it with chives, and serve yourself. Watermelon smoothie. Preparation time, 10 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients, 2.6 ounces of watermelon pulp, 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, 1/2 lemon, 2 ice cubes. Directions: 1. Remove all the seeds from the watermelon and then cut it into cubes. 2. Put the watermelon pulp in the blender glass. 3. Add the cubed ice, the filtered lemon juice, and the brown sugar. 4. Operate the blender and blend until you get a thick mixture. 5. Put the smoothie in the glass, add some colored straws, and serve yourself. Chicken and yogurt salad. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 4.2 ounces of chicken breast, 1/2 carrot, 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon of pitted black olives, 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts, 1 teaspoon of chopped chives, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the chicken breast and remove all excess fat. 2. Season the meat with salt and pepper. 3. Heat a grill and when it is hot, put the chicken to cook 10 minutes per side. 4. After cooking, put the meat on a cutting board and cut it into small pieces. 5. Put the chicken in a bowl and season with the chives and a little olive oil. 6. Peel and wash the carrot and then coarsely grate it. 7. Put the carrot, black olives, and yogurt in a bowl with the chicken. 8. Mix everything well, season with salt and pepper, and then sprinkle with the chopped walnuts. 9. You can help yourself. Day 3. Breakfast: 1 watermelon and melon fruit salad and 2 wholemeal rusks. Snack: 2 little pears. Lunch: 1 cream of pumpkin, mushroom, and potatoes, and 7 ounces of baked prawns au gratin. Snack: 1 Greek yogurt with a tablespoon of chopped almonds. Dinner: 7 ounces of chicken and potato stew and 3.5 ounces of mixed green salad. Recipes: watermelon and melon fruit salad. Preparation time 15 minutes. Rest time 30 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 3.5 ounces of melon pulp, 3.5 ounces of watermelon pulp, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, 1/2 orange, 1/2 lemon. Directions: 1. Remove the seeds from the watermelon pulp and then cut it into cubes. 2. Remove the seeds from the melon and cut the pulp into cubes. 3. Put the melon and watermelon pulp in a bowl. 4. Sprinkle with brown sugar and then season with the filtered orange and lemon juice. 5. Stir gently and put the fruit salad in the fridge to rest for 30 minutes. 6. After 30 minutes, remove the fruit salad from the fridge and help yourself. Cream of pumpkin, mushroom, and potatoes. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 35 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of pumpkin pulp, 1.7 ounces of potatoes, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1/2 a shallot, 1 ounce of mushrooms, 1 tablespoon of plain yogurt, 1 sprig of thyme, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the pumpkin pulp and then cut it into cubes. 2. Peel the potatoes, wash them and then cut them into cubes. 3. Peel and wash the shallot and then chop it. 4. Wash and dry the thyme. 5. Remove the earthy part of the mushrooms, wash them, and then dry them. 6. Heat and drizzle of olive oil in a saucepan. When hot, put the shallot to brown. 7. Add the potatoes and pumpkin, season with salt and pepper, and mix well. 8. Now add the broth and cook for 30 minutes. 9. Meanwhile, heat a drizzle of oil in a pan, and when it's hot, add the thyme and mushrooms. 10. Cook for 15 minutes, season with salt and pepper, and then turn off. 11. When the potatoes and pumpkin are cooled, turn off and, with an immersion blender, blend until you get a thick and creamy mixture. 12. Put the soup on the plate, sprinkle with yogurt and mushrooms, and serve yourself. Baked prawn au gratin. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 10 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of prawn, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal breadcrumbs, 2 chopped parsley leaves, 1/2 clove of garlic, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Shell the prawns, leaving the tail and head intact. 2. Make a small incision on the back of the prawns and remove the black filament. 3. Now wash them and let them drain. 4. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 5. Put the garlic, breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, and parsley in a bowl and mix everything well. 6. Take a baking pan and cover it with parchment paper. 7. Put the prawns inside and season with oil, salt, and pepper. 8. Sprinkle the prawns with the gratin and then put the baking pan in the oven. 9. Cook at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. 10. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven, put the prawns on the plate, and serve yourself. Chicken and potato stew. Preparation time 25 minutes. Cooking time 45 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 1/2 carrot, 1/2 shallot, 2 chopped parsley leaves, 1/2 glass of tomato puree, 1/2 stick of celery, 1/2 glass of white wine, 1 small potato, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the shallot and carrot and then chop finely. 3. Wash the celery and then chop it. 3. Wash and dry the chicken, remove the excess fat, and then cut it into cubes. 4. Peel the potato, wash it thoroughly, and then cut it into cubes. 5. Heat some olive oil in a saucepan. 6. When the oil is hot enough, brown the carrot, parsley, celery, and shallot for a couple of minutes. 7. Add the chicken mix and cook for 2 minutes. 8. Now blend with white wine and let it evaporate. 9. Now add a ladle of hot water and the tomato puree. 10. Cook for 20 minutes and then add the potato. 11. Season with salt and pepper, stir, and then continue cooking for another 20 minutes. 12. Once cooked, put the stew and potatoes on the plate and serve yourself. Day 4. Breakfast: 1 stuffed omelet and 1 apricot. Snack: 1 peach and 1 wholemeal rusk. Lunch: 7 ounces of baked cod and 7 ounces of potatoes and peppers. Snack, 7 ounces of berries. Dinner, 2 baked chicken drumsticks with peppers and 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes: stuffed omelet. Preparation time 10 minutes. Cooking time 6 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 slices of cooked ham, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Shell the egg in a bowl and add salt, pepper, and grated Parmesan. 2. Beat the egg with a fork until you get a combined mixture. 3. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan, and when it's hot, pour the egg mixture. 4. Cook for 4 minutes and then put the ham inside. 5. Close in half, cook 1 minute per side and then turn off. 6. Put the omelet on the plate and serve yourself. Baked cod. Preparations time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of cod fillet, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal breadcrumbs, half a lemon, 2 chopped parsley leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the cod fillet and remove the skin and bones if still present. 2. Wash and dry the lemon, grate the zest, strain the juice, and put them in a bowl. 3. Add the breadcrumbs, parsley, a tablespoon of oil, salt and pepper, and mix everything well. 4. Brush a baking dish with olive oil and place the cod on top. 5. Brush the surface of the cod with a little olive oil and then sprinkle it with the breading. 6. Place the baking dish in the oven and bake at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. 7. Once cooked, remove the baking dish from the oven, put the fish on the plate, and then serve yourself. Potato and pepper. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 1 yellow potato 3.5 ounce, 1 red pepper 3.5 ounce, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Remove the cap, the seeds, and the white side filaments of the pepper. Wash it and dry it and then cut it into pieces. 2. Peel the potato. Wash it carefully under running water and then cut it into wedges. 3. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan. 4. When the oil is hot enough, put the potato to cook. 5. Cook for 10 minutes, stirring often, and then add the pepper. 6. Stir, season with salt and pepper, and continue cooking for another 10 minutes. 7. When cooking is finished, turn off, put the potatoes and pepper on the plate, and serve yourself. Chicken drumsticks with peppers. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 40 minutes. Rest time 3 hours. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 chicken drumsticks, 5.2 ounces each. 1 glass of chicken broth. 1/2 red pepper, 3.5 ounce. 1/2 yellow pepper, 3.5 ounce. 1/2 clove of garlic. 3.5 ounce of Greek yogurt. 3 chopped parsley leaves. Salt and pepper to taste. Olive oil to taste. Directions: wash and dry the chicken drumsticks and then place them in a bowl. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 3. Season the chicken with parsley, garlic, oil, salt, and pepper and temporarily set aside. 4. Put the yogurt, a tablespoon of olive oil, salt, pepper in a bowl and mix well. 5. Pour the sauce over the chicken, cover the bowl with cling film, and leave to marinate in the fridge for 3 hours. 6. In the meantime, remove the seeds and strings from the peppers, wash them and cut them into slices. 7. After the marinating time, remove the chicken from the fridge. 8. Put the drumsticks in a saucepan drained from the marinade and brown them for a couple of minutes on each side. 9. Add the hot broth, cover the saucepan with a lid, and cook for 30 minutes. 10. Add a little marinade every 10 minutes and mix well. 11. After 30 minutes, add the peppers, season with salt and pepper, and continue cooking for another 10 minutes, stirring often. 12. When cooked, turn off and put the peppers and chicken on the serving dish. 13. Sprinkle with cooking juices and serve. Day 5. Breakfast, 1 cup of low-fat milk and 1 apple. Snack, 1 peach and raspberry smoothie. Lunch, 5.2 ounces lemon turkey escalope, 7-ounce cucumber, and avocado gazpacho and 1 ounce of wholemeal bread. Snack, 1 ounce of 90% extra dark chocolate. Dinner, 5.2 ounce of beef stew, 7 ounce of mixed green salad, and 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes: peach and raspberry smoothie. Preparation time 15 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2.6 ounces of raspberries, 1/2 of a banana, 1 small peach, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 2 teaspoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts to decorate. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the raspberries. 2. Peel the banana and then cut it into pieces. 3. Wash the peach, peel it, remove the stone, and then cut it into pieces. 4. Put the fruit in the glass of the mixer. 5. Add the honey, yogurt, and milk. 6. Blend until you get a creamy mixture. 7. Put the smoothie in a glass, decorate with chopped walnuts, and serve yourself. Lemon turkey escalope. Preparation time 10 minutes. Cooking time 15 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of turkey breast, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal flour, 1/2 glass of white wine, 1/2 lemon, 1 teaspoon of chopped marjoram, 1 teaspoon of chopped parsley, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the turkey breast and remove excess fat. Then cut the rump into smaller slices. 2. Put the flour in a dish with a little salt and pepper and mix. 3. Put the turkey slices on the plate with the flour and flour them well on both sides. 4. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in the pan and put the escalopes to brown for 4 minutes per side. 5. Season with salt and pepper, blend with wine, and let it evaporate. 6. Now add the filtered lemon juice and continue cooking for another 4 minutes. 7. Sprinkle with marjoram and parsley, turn the meat a couple of times, and then turn off. 8. Put the meat on the plate, sprinkle with the cooking juices, and serve yourself. Cucumber and avocado gazpacho. Preparation time 4 minutes. Rest time 4 hours. Servings 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of cucumbers, 1/2 a ripe avocado, 1/2 a lime, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt, 2 mint leaves, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the cucumbers and then cut them into thin slices. 2. Wash and dry the mint leaves. 3. Peel the avocado and cut it into small pieces. 4. Put the cucumbers, avocado, and mint in a bowl. 5. Add the filtered lime juice, salt, pepper, vinegar, and tablespoon of olive oil. 6. Mix well, cover the bowl, and place in the fridge to marinate for 4 hours. After 4 hours, remove the bowl from the fridge and add the yogurt. 8. Take an immersion blender and blend everything until you get a creamy and thick mixture. 9. Put the gazpacho on the plate, season it with a drizzle of oil, and serve yourself. Beef stew. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 2 hours and 25 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of beef pulp, 1 cup of beef broth, 1/2 shallot, 1/2 carrot, 1/2 glass of red wine, 1 sprig of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal flour, 1 sage leaf, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry sage and rosemary. 2. Peel the shallots and carrot and then chop them finely. 3. Wash the beef pulp, remove the excess fat, and then cut it into cubes. 4. Put the beef in a food bag and add salt, pepper, and flour. 5. Beat the bag well to flour the beef perfectly. 6. Heat a little olive oil in a saucepan. 7. When the oil is hot enough, put the carrot and shallot to cook for about 10 minutes. 8. Stir often to prevent the vegetables from burning. 9. After 10 minutes, add the beef. 10. Season with salt and pepper. Stir and cook for 10 minutes, turning the meat often. 11. Now, add the wine and let it evaporate. 12. Add sage and rosemary and the meat broth, cover with the lid and cook for about 2 hours. 13. Add more meat broth if necessary. 14. After cooking, remove the aromatic herbs and put the stew on the plate. 15. Sprinkle with the cooking juices and serve. Day 6. Breakfast: 1 cup of almond milk and 3 wholemeal cookies. Snack: 4.2 ounces of Greek yogurt and 3.5 ounces of strawberries. Lunch: 2.4 ounces of pasta with baked tomatoes and 3.5 ounces of cod fillet with zucchinis, olives, and capers. Snack: 1 kiwi and banana smoothie. Dinner: 1 feta and potato salad and 1 yellow pepper and carrot soup. Recipe: pasta with baked tomatoes. Preparation time 10 minutes. Cooking time 25 minutes. Serving size 1. Ingredients: 2.4 ounces of penne pasta, 3.5 ounces of cherry tomatoes, 1.7 ounces of mozzarella, 1 chopped basil leaf, 1/2 clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Start with the cherry tomatoes. Wash and dry them. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 3. Take a baking pan and brush it with olive oil. 4. Put the cherry tomatoes and chopped garlic inside. 5. Season with oil, salt, and pepper. Sprinkle with oregano and place the pan in the oven. 6. Cook at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. 7. Meanwhile, bring a pot of water and salt to a boil, and when it comes to a boil, add the pasta. 8. Cook following the cooking times indicated on the package. 9. As soon as the pasta is cooked, drain and set aside. 10. Remove the cherry tomatoes from the oven and put them in a bowl with all the cooking juices. 11. Mash them with a fork and then add the pasta. 12. Add the diced mozzarella and let it sit for a few minutes. 13. Put the pasta on the plate, sprinkle it with chopped basil, and serve. Cod fillet with zucchini, olive, and capers. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 25 minutes. Ingredients: 3.5 ounces of cod fillet, 1 tablespoon of green olives, 1 small zucchini, 2.4 ounces of tomato puree, 1 clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of capers, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the zucchini and then cut it into slices. 2. Peel and wash the garlic. 3. Remove the stone from the olives and then chop them. 4. Wash and dry the cod and remove the bones and skin. 5. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan and when it is hot enough, put the zucchini in. 6. Sauté them for 2 minutes on each side, season with salt and pepper, then turn them off and set aside. 7. In a saucepan, heat a little oil and when it's hot, put the garlic in to brown. 8. As soon as it's a golden brown, remove it and add the tomato sauce, olives, and capers. 9. Cook for 10 minutes and then add the cod. 10. Season with salt and pepper and cook for another 7 minutes. 11. When cooked, add the zucchini and mix well. 12. Now put the cod, the zucchini, and the cooking juices on the plate and serve yourself. Kiwi and banana smoothie. Preparation time 10 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 kiwis, 1/2 a banana, 2 tablespoons of milk. Directions: 1. Peel the kiwis, wash them, and then cut them into small pieces. 2. Peel the banana and cut it in 2 pieces. 3. Put the kiwi fruit and banana in the blender glass. 4. Add the milk, operate the blender, and blend until you get a thick mixture. 5. Put the smoothie in the glass and serve yourself. Feta and potato salad. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 30 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 3.5 ounces of potatoes, 1.7 ounce of cherry tomatoes, 4 black olives, 1.4 ounce of feta, dried oregano to taste, 1 ounce of red onion, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the potatoes with all the peel and put them in a saucepan covered with water and a little salt. 2. Bring to a boil and then continue cooking for another 30 minutes. 3. Meanwhile, peel and wash the onion and then cut it into slices. 4. Wash and dry the cherry tomatoes and then cut them in half. 5. When the potatoes are cooked, drain them, pass them under cold water, and peel them. 6. Cut the potatoes into cubes and put them in a bowl. 7. Add the onion, olives, diced feta, and cherry tomatoes. 8. Season with oil, salt, and pepper. 9. Stir, sprinkle with oregano, and serve yourself. Yellow pepper and carrot soup. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 40 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 1/2 carrot, 1/2 potato, 4.2 ounce of yellow peppers, 1 teaspoon of chopped onion, 1/2 cup of vegetable broth, 2 tablespoons of milk, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the carrot, then cut it into slices. 2. Remove the cap, the seeds, and the white filaments of the peppers. Wash them and cut them into small pieces. 3. Peel and wash the potato and then cut it into cubes the same size as the peppers. 4. Heat some olive oil in a saucepan. 5. When it is hot, put the carrot and onion to brown for 5 minutes. 6. Now add the potato and peppers, season with salt and pepper, mix and cook for a couple of minutes. 7. Now add the vegetable broth, cover the pot with the lid and cook for 30 minutes. 8. Once cooked, add the milk, mix and then blend with an immersion blender until you get a thick cream. 9. Put the soup on the plate and help yourself. Day 7. Breakfast: 1 cup of semi-skimmed milk and 1.7 ounces of cereal. Snack: 1 pot of low-fat yogurt and 1.7 ounces of blueberries. Lunch: 1 cream of pumpkin and apples and 1 salad of green beans, feta, and walnuts. Snack: 1 glass of freshly squeezed orange juice and 2 wholemeal rusks. Dinner: 2 chicken drumsticks in tomato sauce and 7 ounces of baked potatoes and onions. Recipes: cream of pumpkin and apples. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of pumpkin pulp, 1 red apple, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the pumpkin pulp and then cut it into cubes. 2. Peel and wash the apple. Remove the seeds and cut into cubes. 3. Heat a little olive oil in a saucepan. 4. When the oil is hot enough, put the pumpkin and apple to sauté for a couple of minutes. 5. Season with salt and pepper, add the broth and close the pot with a lid. 6. Cook for 15 minutes, then turn off and blend everything with an immersion blender. 7. When you've obtained a thick cream, stop blending. 8. Put the soup on the plate and serve yourself. Salad of green beans, feta, and walnuts. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 10 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2.6 ounces of green beans, 0.88 ounce of feta, 1/2 shallot, 1 teaspoon of chopped walnuts, 2 chopped basil leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Chop the green beans, wash them, and then boil them for 10 minutes in plenty of salted water. 2. After cooking, drain and pass them under cold water. 3. Cut the green beans into 3 parts and put them in a bowl. 4. Peel and wash the shallot and then cut it into thin slices. 5. Cut the feta into cubes. 6. Add the feta and shallot to the bowl with green beans. 7. Season the salad with oil, salt, and pepper and mix well. 8. Sprinkle with chopped walnuts and serve. Chicken drumstick in tomato sauce. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 45 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 drumsticks, 7 ounces each. 1 slice of raw ham. 3.5 ounces of peeled tomatoes. 2 tablespoons of white wine. 1 small clove of garlic. 1 teaspoon of chopped marjoram. Olive oil to taste. Salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the chicken drumsticks. 2. Peel and wash the garlic clove and then chop it. 3. Cut the ham into small pieces. 4. Heat a little olive oil in a pan, and when it is hot, brown the ham. 5. When the ham is crispy, add the chicken. 6. Cook for 10 minutes on each side, and then add the garlic and marjoram. 7. Stir, let it flavor well, and then blend with the wine. 8. When the wine has evaporated, add the peeled tomatoes. 9. Season with salt and pepper, stir and cook for 35 minutes. 10. When cooked, turn off and put the chicken on the plate. 11. Sprinkle with the cooking juices and serve. Baked potatoes and onions. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 40 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of potatoes, 1 red onion, 1 sprig of rosemary, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the potatoes and then cut them into thin slices. 2. Bring a pot of water and salt to a boil and then put the potatoes to blanch for 5 minutes. 3. After 5 minutes, drain and set aside. 4. Peel and wash the onion and then cut it into slices. 5. Wash and dry the rosemary and then divide the sprig into 4 smaller sprigs. 6. Brush a baking pan with olive oil. 7. Put the potatoes, onion, and rosemary inside. 8. Season with oil, salt, and pepper, and put the baking pan in the oven. 9. Cook at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. 10. After cooking, remove the baking pan from the oven. 11. Put the potatoes and onion on the plate and serve. Day 8. Breakfast: 1 glass of semi-skimmed milk and 3 wholemeal biscuits. Snack: 2 wholemeal rusks and 1 ounce of peach jam. Lunch: 1 cream of mushrooms and potatoes and 3.5 ounces of baked feta, cherry tomatoes, and olives. Snack: 7 ounces of blackberries. Dinner: 7 ounces of crusted salmon fillet, 7 ounces of marinated zucchini, 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes: cream of mushroom and potatoes. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 35 minutes. Serving 1. Ingredients: 4.2 ounce of mushroom, 1 small potato, 1 small clove of garlic, 2 chopped parsley leaves, 1 tablespoon of white wine, 1 cup of vegetable broth, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the potato and then cut it into cubes. 2. Peel and wash the garlic clove and then chop it. 3. Remove the earthy part of the mushrooms, wash them, dry them, and then cut them into slices. 4. Heat a little oil in a saucepan and, as soon as it is hot, put the garlic to brown. 5. Then add the mushrooms and the potato, mix well and sauté for a couple of minutes. 6. Add the wine and let it evaporate. 7. Add the vegetable broth, close the pot with the lid and cook for another 25 minutes. 8. After cooking, turn off and blend everything with an immersion blender. 9. When you get a creamy and smooth mixture, stop blending and put the cream on the plate. 10. Sprinkle with chopped parsley and serve. Baked feta, cherry tomatoes, and olives. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 25 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 3.5 ounce of feta, 2 ounces of cherry tomatoes, 4 Greek black olives, 1 small clove of garlic, 2 basil leaves, dried oregano to taste, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the cherry tomatoes and then cut them in half. 2. Dab the feta with a kitchen paper towel. 3. Brush a baking pan with olive oil. 4. Put the feta cheese inside and cover it with the cherry tomatoes. 8. Add the olives and season everything with oil, salt, and pepper. 6. Sprinkle with oregano, add basil, and put the baking pan in the oven. 7. Cook at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. 8. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes. 9. Put the feta cheese, olives, and cherry tomatoes on the plate and serve. Crusted salmon fillet. Preparation time, 15 minutes. Cooking time, 15 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of salmon fillet, 2 parsley leaves, 1 sprig of thyme, 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal breadcrumbs, 1/2 sprig of rosemary, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the thyme, rosemary, and parsley, and then chop them. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 3. Put the chopped herbs in a bowl and add salt, pepper, garlic, lemon zest, and breadcrumbs. 4. Mix everything well. 5. Wash and dry the salmon fillet and remove all the bones present. 6. Brush a baking pan with olive oil and put the salmon inside. 7. Season the salmon with olive oil and then cover it with the breading. 8. Place the baking pan in the oven and bake at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. 9. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let the salmon rest for a couple of minutes. 10. Put the salmon on the plate and serve. Marinated zucchini. Preparation time, 15 minutes. Rest time, 3 hours. Cooking time, 10 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of zucchinis, 3 basil leaves, 1/2 lemon, 1 small clove of garlic, dried oregano to taste, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the zucchinis and then cut them into slices. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then cut it into thin slices. 3. Wash and dry the basil leaves. 4. Heat a little olive oil and when it is hot, put the zucchinis to brown 5 minutes per side. 5. After cooking, season with salt and pepper and turn off. 6. In a deep dish, put a tablespoon of olive oil, the filtered lemon juice, the garlic, and the chopped basil. 7. Mix well and then put the zucchini inside the plate. 8. Put in the fridge and let it rest for 3 hours, stirring the zucchinis from time to time. 9. After 3 hours, remove the zucchinis from the fridge and serve. Day 9. Breakfast: 1 cup of green tea and 1.4 ounce of wholemeal bread with 1 ounce of apricot jam. Snack: 1 grapefruit juice, 7 ounces, and 2 wholemeal crackers. Lunch: 1 chickpea soup and 2 ounces of chicken stew with green olives. Snack: 2 green apples. Dinner: 1 pea and lettuce soup and 1 shrimp, avocado, shrimps, and grapefruit salad. Recipes: chickpea soup. Preparation time, 10 minutes. Cooking time, 75 minutes. Servings, 1. Ingredients: 2.6 ounce of already soaked chickpeas, half a shallot, 1 ounce of carrot, 1 sprig of rosemary, 2 tablespoons of white wine, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the shallot and carrot and then chop them. 2. Wash and dry the rosemary. 3. Rinse the chickpeas under running water and then let them drain. 4. Heat a little olive oil in a saucepan and when it is hot, put the carrot and shallot to fry for 5 minutes. 5. Now add the wine and let it evaporate. 6. Now add the chickpeas, season with salt and pepper, add the rosemary and leave to flavor for a couple of minutes. 7. Now cover the chickpeas with hot water and bring to a boil. 8. Continue cooking for 1 hour, stirring often and adding more hot water if necessary. 9. After cooking, turn off and remove the rosemary. 10. Put the soup on the plate, season it with a drizzle of raw oil, and serve. Chicken stew with green olives. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 70 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 ounces of chicken breast, 1 teaspoon of chopped thyme, 6 green olives, 1 teaspoon of chopped rosemary, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal flour, 1 teaspoon of chopped onion, 1 cup of chicken broth, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the chicken breast, remove the excess fat, and then cut it into cubes. 2. Put the chicken inside a food bag and add salt, pepper, and flour. 3. Beat the bag so as to flour the chicken cubes well. 4. Remove the stone from the olives and then chop them finely. 5. Heat a little olive oil in a pan and when it is hot, put the onion to brown. 6. Add the chopped herbs and olives, stir and cook for 10 minutes. 7. Now add the chicken, season with salt and pepper, and cook for 10 minutes, stirring often. 8. Add the chicken stock, cover the pan with the lid, and cook for another 40 minutes. 9. When cooked, turn off, put the chicken on the plate, sprinkle with cooking juices, and serve. Peas and lettuce soup. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 40 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 3.5 ounces of peas, 8 lettuce leaves, 1 shallot, 1 small potato, 2 chopped parsley leaves, 1 teaspoon of chopped rosemary, 1 chopped sage leaves, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the shallot, then chop finely. 2. Peel and wash the potato and then cut it into cubes. 3. Wash and dry the lettuce leaves and then cut them into small pieces. 4. Rinse the peas under running water and then let them drain. 5. Wash and dry the rosemary and sage. 6. Heat a little olive oil in a saucepan and when it is hot, put the shallot to dry for a couple of minutes. 7. Add the rosemary and sage and cook for 5 minutes. 8. Now add the potatoes and peas, season with salt and pepper, mix and cook for a couple of minutes. 9. Now add 2 glasses of water, cover the pot with a lid, and cook for 30 minutes. 10. When cooked, remove the rosemary and sage and pour the soup onto the plate. 11. Drizzle with a drizzle of oil and the chopped parsley and serve. Prawns, avocado, and grapefruit salad. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 4 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 lettuce leaves, 1/2 pink grapefruit, 4 prawns, 1/2 lemon, 1/2 avocado, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the grapefruit, peel it and cut it into wedges. 2. Shell the prawns, remove the intestinal filament, wash them, and drain them. 3. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan and, when it is hot, put the prawns to cook. 4. Cook them for 2 minutes per side, season with salt and pepper, turn off and let them cool. 5. Peel the avocado, remove the stone, and then cut it into slices. 6. Put the avocado and grapefruit in a bowl. 7. Add the prawns. Season with oil, salt, pepper, and the filtered lemon juice. 8. Gently mix and serve. Day 10. Breakfast: 4.2 ounces of low-fat fruit yogurt and 2 wholemeal biscuits. Snack: 1 apple. Lunch: 2-ounce milk chicken breast, 1 cucumber and pear salad, 1.7-ounce wholemeal bread. Snack: 1 pear. Dinner: 2 ounces of mackerel and baked potatoes, 1 cream of zucchini. Recipes: milk chicken breast. Preparation time: 10 minutes. Cooking time: 20 minutes. Servings: 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of chicken breast, wholemeal flour to taste, 1 clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of chopped rosemary, 2 chopped parsley leaves, 1.7 ounces of milk, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the chicken, remove excess fat and cut into thin slices. 2. Put the wholemeal flour on a plate and then flour the chicken slices well. 3. Peel and wash the garlic clove and then chop it. 4. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan and, when it is hot, put the garlic to brown together with the rosemary. 5. Now add the chicken and brown it for 5 minutes per side. 6. Season with salt and pepper, add the milk, and cook for another 10 minutes, turning the chicken only once. 7. When cooked, turn off and put the chicken on the plate. 8. Dress with the milk sauce, sprinkle with chopped parsley, and serve. Cucumber and pear salad. Preparation time: 15 minutes. Servings: 1. Ingredients: 1 small cucumber, 1 small pear, 1.7 ounce of feta, 1/2 lemon, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of chopped thyme, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the cucumber and then cut it into thin slices. 2. Wash and peel the pear, remove the seeds, and then cut it into slices. 3. Put the pears and cucumbers in a serving dish and sprinkle them with the filtered lemon juice. 4. Cut the feta cheese into small pieces and sprinkle it over the vegetables. 5. Season everything with oil, salt, and pepper. 6. Sprinkle with the chopped thyme and serve. Mackerel and baked potatoes. Preparation time: 20 minutes. Cooking time: 23 minutes. Servings: 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of mackerel fillet, 1 small potato, 1 clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of chopped rosemary, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the potato thoroughly, dry it, and cut it into thin slices. 2. Wash and dry the mackerel and remove all of the bones present. 3. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 4. Bring a pot of water and salt to a boil and then put the potato to cook for 3 minutes. 5. Drain it and then put it on the bottom of a baking pan brushed with olive oil. 6. Place the mackerel fillet on top with the skin side down. 7. Season with oil, salt and pepper, and sprinkle with rosemary. 8. Place the baking pan in the oven and bake at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. 9. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes. 10. Put the potatoes and the mackerel on the plate and serve. Cream of zucchini. Servings 1. Ingredients 8.8 ounces of zucchinis, 1 tablespoon of cooking cream, 1 shallot, 1 glass of vegetable broth, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions 1. Check the zucchinis, wash them and then cut them into rounds. 2. Peel and wash the shallot and then cut it into thin slices. 3. Heat a tablespoon of oil in a pan and then brown the shallot for 5 minutes. 4. Add the zucchinis, season with salt and pepper, mix and cook for 5 minutes. 5. Now add the vegetable broth and cook for another 15 minutes. 6. After 15 minutes, turn off and blend everything with an immersion blender until you get a smooth cream. 7. Add the cooking cream, put it back on the heat and cook for another 10 minutes. 8. After 10 minutes, turn off and put the cream on the plate. 9. Drizzle with a drizzle of oil and serve. Day 11. Breakfast, 1 cup of semi-skim milk, 2 wholemeal rusks, and 2 teaspoons of strawberry jam. Snack, 7 ounces of white grapes. Lunch, 2.4 ounces of tomato risotto and 7 ounces of zucchini stuffed with tuna and capers. Snack, 1 yogurt smoothie. Dinner, 7 ounces of tuna with black olives, tomatoes and celery, and 1 cream of peas. Recipes: tomato risotto. Preparation time 10 minutes. Cooking time 40 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2.4 ounces of rice, 1/2 shallot, 1 chopped basil leaf, 3.5 ounces of peeled tomatoes, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel and wash the shallot and then chop finely. 2. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a saucepan and, as soon as it is hot, put the shallot to dry for 5 minutes. 3. Now pour in the rice and toast it for 2 minutes, stirring constantly. 4. Add the peeled tomatoes, season with salt and pepper, mix and leave to flavor for 2 minutes. 5. Now add some broth, stir constantly, and let it absorb completely before adding more. 6. Continue in this way until the rice is well cooked. 7. When cooked, turn off, add the Parmesan, and mix well. 8. Now put the risotto on a plate, sprinkle with chopped basil, and serve. Zucchini stuffed with tuna and capers. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 50 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 1 zucchini, 1.7 ounce of drained tuna in oil, 1 small egg, 0.35 ounces of caper, 1 tablespoon of wholemeal breadcrumbs, 2 chopped parsley leaves, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Take the zucchini and then wash it. 2. Bring a pot of water and salt to a boil and then blanch the zucchini for 10 minutes. 3. After 10 minutes, drain and pass it under cold water. 4. Cut the zucchini in half and scoop out the pulp with a teaspoon. 5. Chop the pulp and put it in a bowl. 6. Rinse and squeeze the capers and then chop them. 7. Add the tuna, breadcrumbs, egg, salt, pepper, capers, and chopped parsley. 8. Mix everything with a fork until well mixed and not too wet mixture. 9. Brush a baking pan with olive oil and put the 2 halves of the zucchini inside. 10. Cover the inside with the filling, season with a drizzle of oil, and then put the baking pan in the oven. 11. Cook at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. 10. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes. 13. Now put the zucchini on the plate and serve. Yogurt smoothie. Preparation time 10 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2.4 ounce of Greek yogurt, 3.6 ounce of melon pulp, 1 tablespoon of lime juice, 1 peach, 2 ice cubes. Directions: 1. Wash the peach, peel it, remove the stone, and then cut it into small pieces. 2. Wash and dry the melon pulp and cut it into cubes. 3. Put the peach and melon in the glass of the mixer. 4. Add the lime juice, yogurt, and ice cubes. 5. Operate the mixer and blend until you get a thick, well-mixed mixture. 6. Put the smoothie in the glass, add a colored straw, and serve. Tuna with olives, tomatoes, and celery. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 35 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounce of tuna fillet, 1 ounce of celery, 5 black olives, 1 ripe red tomato, 2 chopped basil leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the celery and then cut it into cubes. 2. Wash and dry the tomato and then cut it into cubes. 3. Wash and dry the tuna and then cut it into cubes. 4. Heat a spoonful of olive oil in a pan and when hot, add the tuna cubes. 5. Stir, cook for a couple of minutes and then add the tomato and celery. 6. Season with salt and pepper and cook for 25 minutes over medium heat, stirring often. 7. Now add the olives and basil leaves mix and cook for another 5 minutes. 8. Once cooked, put the tuna, tomatoes, and celery on the plate. 9. Sprinkle with the cooking juices and serve. Cream of peas. Preparation time 10 minutes. Cooking time 25 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 8.8 ounces of peas, 1 tablespoon of cooking cream, 1 tablespoon of chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 glass of vegetable broth, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Rinse the peas under running water and then let them drain. 2. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a saucepan and when hot, put the onion in to brown. 3. Now add the peas, season with salt and pepper, and mix well. 4. Cook for 5 minutes and then add the vegetable broth. 5. Cook for another 15 minutes, then turn off and blend everything with an immersion blender until you get a well-mixed and thick cream. 6. Now add the cooking cream, put the pan back on the stove, and cook for another 5 minutes. 7. Turn off and put the soup on the plate. 8. Drizzle with a drizzle of oil, sprinkle with Parmesan cheese, and serve. Day 12. Breakfast. 1 cup of semi-skim milk and 1 slice of wholemeal bread with 1 tablespoon of cherry jam. Snack. 2 ounces of orange. Lunch. 1 turkey and apple salad and 2 ounces of pasta with peppers. Snack. 3.5 ounce of Greek yogurt with 1 tablespoon of chopped almonds. Dinner. 2 skewers of monkfish and peaches, 2 ounces of grilled tomatoes, and 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes. Turkey and apple salad. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of turkey breast, 1 small red apple, 3.5 ounce of spinach, 1 ounce of chopped almonds, 1/2 lemon, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the turkey breast and remove excess fat. 2. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan. As soon as it's hot, cook the turkey. 3. Cook for 10 minutes on each side, season with salt and pepper, and then turn off. 4. Wash the apple, peel it, remove the seeds, and then cut it into slices. 5. Put the apple in a bowl and season it with filtered lemon juice. 6. Wash and dry the spinach and then cut them into strips and put them in the bowl with the apples. 7. Cut the turkey breast into small pieces and place them in the bowl with the apples. 8. Season with oil, salt, and pepper, mix well, and serve. Pasta with peppers. Preparation time 15 minutes, cooking time 30 minutes, serving 1. Ingredients: 2 ounce of penne pasta, 1 ounce of yellow peppers, 1.7 ounce of tomato puree, 1 ounce of red peppers, 1 teaspoon of chopped onion, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Remove the cap, the seeds, and the white filaments of the peppers. Wash them, dry them, and then cut them into slices. 2. Put a pot of water and salt and wait for it to boil. 3. Meanwhile, heat some olive oil in a pan. When it's hot, put the onion in to brown. 4. Add the peppers and a tablespoon of water and cook for 15 minutes. 5. Now add the tomato puree, season with salt and pepper, and continue cooking for another 10 minutes. 6. Now put the pasta to cook following the cooking time shown on the package. 7. Once the pasta is cooked, drain it and transfer it to the pan with the peppers. 8. Mix well, cook for a couple of minutes, and then turn off. 9. Put the pasta on the plate and serve. Skewers of monkfish and peaches. Preparation time 15 minutes. Rest time 30 minutes. Cooking time 8 minutes. Serving 1. Ingredients: 5.2 ounce of monkfish, 1 small peach, 1 teaspoon of pink pepper, 1 sprig of thyme, 2 tablespoons of white wine, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the monkfish steak, remove the cartilage, and then cut it into cubes. 2. Put the fish in a bowl and season with oil, salt, pepper, white wine, and thyme. 3. Cover the bowl with cling film and leave to marinate for 30 minutes. 4. Peel the peach, wash it, remove the stone, and then cut it into 8 parts. 5. After 30 minutes, take some skewers, possibly metal, and start forming the skewers. 6. Alternately place a piece of monkfish and a piece of peach. 7. Proceed in the same way until the end of the ingredients. 8. Heat a grill, and when it is hot, put the skewers to grill. 9. Cook for 2 minutes on each side. 10. Once cooked, remove them from the grill and place them on the plate. 11. Sprinkle with pink pepper and serve. Grilled tomatoes. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 6 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 ripe red tomatoes, 1 clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of mustard, 2 chopped basil leaves, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: start by preparing the accompanying sauce. 2. Peel and wash the garlic, chop it and put it in a small bowl. 3. Add the mustard, lemon juice, salt, pepper, and a tablespoon of olive oil. 4. Emulsify everything with a fork until you get a thick and well-mixed sauce. 5. Cover the bowl with cling film and keep in the fridge until ready for use. 6. Wash and dry the tomatoes and cut them into thin slices. 7. Season the tomatoes with oil, salt, and pepper. 8. Heat a grill, and when it is hot enough, put the tomatoes on the grill. 9. Cook them for 3 minutes on each side, then remove them from the grill and place them on the plate. 10. Dress the tomatoes with mustard sauce, sprinkle with the chopped basil, and serve. Day 13. Breakfast: 1 cup of green tea, 1 hard-boiled egg, and 1 slice of wholemeal bread. Snack: 1 ounce of 90% dark chocolate. Lunch: 2 ounces of cold rice with zucchini, tuna and lemon, and 7 ounces of sea bass with spinach and hot red pepper. Snack: 1 glass of grapefruit juice and 2 wholemeal rusks. Dinner: 7 ounces of baked sea bream with vegetables and 1.7 ounce of wholemeal bread. Recipes: cold rice with zucchini, tuna and lemon. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 ounces of rice, 1.4 ounce of drained tuna in oil, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2.4 ounce of zucchinis, 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, 1 teaspoon of chopped thyme, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Bring a pot of water and salt to a boil, then put the rice to cooking following the cooking times indicated in the package. 2. Meanwhile, pick and wash the zucchinis and then cut them into cubes. 3. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan, and when it is hot, put the zucchinis in to cook. 4. Cook for 2 minutes, then season with salt and pepper and add the lemon juice. 5. Cook for another 3 minutes, then turn off and temporarily set aside. 6. As soon as the rice is cooked, drain it, pass it under cold water, and then put it in a bowl and let it cool completely. 7. As soon as the rice has cooled, add the tuna, zucchinis, and thyme. 8. Season with oil, salt, and pepper, and mix well. 9. Sprinkle the grated lemon zest and serve. Sea bass with spinach and hot red pepper. Preparation time 15 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounce of sea bass fillet, 7 ounce of fresh spinach, 1 small clove of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon chopped hot red pepper, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Wash the spinach thoroughly under running water and then dry them. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 3. Wash and dry the sea bass fillet and remove all the bones present. 4. Heat a little oil in a pan, and when it's hot, put the garlic in to brown. 5. Add the spinach and sauté for 5 minutes, stirring often. 6. Season with salt, add the hot red pepper, and cook for another 5 minutes. 7. After cooking, put the spinach on a plate and in the same pan, cook the sea bass. 8. Add a drizzle of oil and let it heat up. When it's hot, put the sea bass to cook on the skin side. 9. Cook for 2 minutes and then turn it over on the other side. 10. Season with salt and pepper and cook for another 4 minutes and then turn off. 11. Place the sea bass on the spinach, sprinkle with cooking juices, and serve. Baked sea bream with vegetables. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 30 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of sea bream fillet, 1/2 carrot, 1 small potato, 1 small zucchini, 1/2 white onion, 1 small clove of garlic, 1/2 lemon, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the sea bream fillet and remove all the bones present. 2. Wash and dry the lemon and then cut it into thin slices. 3. Peel and wash the garlic and then cut it into slices. 4. Peel and wash the carrot and then cut it into cubes. 5. Peel and wash the potato carefully and then cut it into cubes. 6. Check the zucchini, wash it, and then cut it into cubes. 7. Peel and wash the onion and then cut it into thin slices. 8. Brush a baking pan with olive oil and then place the vegetables on the bottom of the pan. 9. Season with salt, oil, and pepper, and then put the sea bream fillet on top. 10. Season the fish with salt, oil, and pepper, and then cover it with lemon and garlic. 11. Place the baking pan in the oven and bake at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. 12. Once cooked, remove the baking pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes. 13. Now put the sea bream and vegetables on the plate and serve. Day 14. Breakfast: 1 glass of orange juice, 3 wholemeal biscuits, and 3 teaspoons of peach jam. Snack: 2 apples. Lunch: 1 cream of chicken, spinach, and peppers, and 2.4 ounces of wholemeal bread. Snack: 2 peaches. Dinner: 7 ounces of grilled salmon fillet with avocado sauce and a black rice salad. Recipes: cream of chicken, spinach, and peppers. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 20 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 3.5 ounces of chicken breast, 3.5 ounces of spinach, 1 small red pepper, 1 small clove of garlic, 1 cup of chicken broth, 1 teaspoon of chopped almonds, 1 teaspoon of chopped parsley, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil to taste. Directions: 1. Wash and dry the chicken breast, remove the excess fat, and then cut it into cubes. 2. Peel and wash the garlic and then chop it. 3. Wash the spinach carefully and then pat dry. 4. Remove the cap, the seeds, and the white pepper filaments and then cut it into layers. 5. Put the broth in a saucepan and bring to a boil. 6. Dip the chicken cubes in and cook for 5 minutes. 7. After 5 minutes, turn off and set aside. 8. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan and when hot, put the garlic in to brown. 9. Add the spinach, season with salt and pepper, and cook for 2 minutes. 10. Now add the chicken and broth and cook for another 5 minutes. 11. Now add the pepper and cook for another 10 minutes. 12. When cooked, season with salt and pepper, mix well, and turn off. 13. Take an immersion blender and blend until you get a well-mixed and smooth cream. 14. Put the soup on the plate, season with a drizzle of oil and parsley, and serve. Grilled salmon fillet with avocado sauce. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 8 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 7 ounces of salmon fillet, 1 small ripe avocado, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Peel the avocado, remove the central stone and then cut the pulp into slices. 2. Put the avocado pulp in the glass of the mixer and add salt, pepper, lime juice, and a tablespoon of olive oil. 3. Operate the mixer and blend until you get a smooth, well-mixed sauce. 4. Put the sauce in a bowl and put it in the fridge until ready to use. 5. Wash and dry the salmon fillet and remove all of the bones present. 6. Season the salmon with oil, salt, and pepper. 7. Heat a grill, and when it is hot, place the salmon on the grill skin side. 8. Cook for 4 minutes, then flip the salmon and cook for another 4 minutes. 9. Once cooked, remove the salmon from the grill and place it on the plate. 10. Sprinkle with the avocado sauce and serve. Black rice salad. Preparation time 20 minutes. Cooking time 35 minutes. Servings 1. Ingredients: 2 ounces of black rice, 1 ounce of carrot, 1.7 ounces of cherry tomatoes, 1 minced mint leaf, 1.7 ounce of apple, 1 ounce of peas, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, olive oil to taste, salt and pepper to taste. Directions: 1. Start by boiling the rice in boiling salted water following the cooking times indicated on the package. 2. When it's ready, drain it and let it cool. 3. Meanwhile, peel and wash the apple and then coarsely grate it. 4. Peel and wash the carrot and grate it. 5. Wash and dry the cherry tomatoes and then cut them into cubes. 6. Rinse the peas and then put them to boil in boiling salted water for 5 minutes. 7. Drain and let them cool. 8. In a small bowl, put the lime juice, a tablespoon of olive oil, salt and pepper, and mix until fairly well mixed and an emulsion is obtained. 9. As soon as it is cooled, put the rice in a bowl. 10. Add the apple, carrot, cherry tomatoes, and peas and mix well. 11. Add the emulsion and mix once more. 12. Sprinkle with the mint leaves and serve.